They did not actively participate in the selection process. They will be in the next batch, but we thought we'd invite them just to participate anyway, and I'm sure there's still ample opportunity to work with them. So I'd like to invite Jacqueline to come up and speak on behalf of the Reinsurance.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline, and first I just want to say congratulations to all of you for getting accepted here for this. It's very exciting. Feels like it's sort of the first day of college, and I think that makes the Tinder app very apropos. And so I think my job today, a little bit right now, but more later with the keynote, is to make it so that in the future you don't swipe us, and instead you stick with us and you come and chat with us. So again, we're thrilled to be here. I'm going to explain just a little bit about who we are. It's a little confusing because we're coming here as a sort of a couple different companies. We're hand in hand together and part of the same place, but we have a couple different goals. And we also have two different groups here that are going to be participating in different ways with Plug and Play. So Munich Re is the world's largest reinsurance company. It's based in Munich. We've got about $220 billion in assets under management. What reinsurance is like the insurance to the insurance companies. So if an insurance company is, taking a risk, they might offload some of that risk onto us. However, Munich Re is much more than just reinsurance. It's actually very exciting because we actually have in our global footprint the entire insurance value chain. So we also do, in addition to reinsurance, we do primary insurance, auto, home, health. We also do life insurance. Some of that, a lot of that is not in the U.S., it's global. And so that can be exciting for some of you that are ex-U.S., is that we have a very global footprint, including for a lot of our health and other insurance sort of things. HSB, Hartford Steam Boiler, is a subsidiary of Munich Re, and we are the largest insurer of equipment. We also do cybersecurity insurance. We do a lot of insurance for renewable energy and the equipment in renewable energy. But basically, if we're thinking about equipment, we'd love to hear and understand what it says so that we can figure out how to make it not have a failure, how to make sure that we prevent risks, bad risks from happening. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later today, so I'm not going to try and repeat it here. We're not going to be mentors, I think, today officially. I think we're sort of observing. However, we're here, and as we hear all of you talking, we get pretty excited. So we've got a table, and so if you hear anything from us that's of interest to you, we'd love for you to come in and sit at our table. I'm going to introduce a couple of the folks that we have here. As I mentioned, I'm from the venture group, but we have a number of people, two now, that are based here in Silicon Valley, and we're going to be having more coming and joining us, and then turning over time, getting some new folks, and they'll be visiting here from Munich as well as other places. One of them, his name's Bob Mazeka. He's not here today. He's from our North American Munich Re headquarters in Princeton. He and Tobias Farney, who's going to speak in a second, they're both actually located here on site. So even if you don't chat with them today, they'll be around, and you can come and talk with them and learn everything you want to know about reinsurance and insurance. Tobias, you want to say a little bit about what you're doing?
Sure. Well, maybe just a few words. So I was the lucky one chosen from Munich to go to California in January. That attracted a lot of envy from my colleagues because every weekend I said we'll go to the beach and they had horrible weather. Nevertheless, what are we doing here? And you might be surprised that we sit in the IoT space and not in the fintech space. That's a normal reaction that we are getting. As Jacqueline said, I mean, we are very much into risk management. So actually, it's not so much about the financial parts. I mean, that's important to us too. But it's more interesting for us to hear what changes in the internet and what does it lead to in terms of new and emerging risks. And there, with the risks and the detection of risks and the claims management that come from risks gone wrong, that's what really takes us, and where we always take a global look and say we would like to understand how cybersecurity, telematics, autonomous driving, health insurance actually lead to larger global accumulations, because that's what we're looking into. So anything in terms of information or managing of these risks is of interest to us, and that's why we're here actually, and that's why we are in IoT and not so much in the fintech space, which we will have a look into, but again, the IoT is really driving it. as Jackie mentioned, we're here a small group so far. We've chosen an approach to take people from the operational business. So in my other life I was looking at the property casualty business in large parts of Asia. So I'm not coming from the pure planning and strategy side, but really from the operational side, because we would like to really partner up with you guys in order to find strategic value for both of our companies. That's the intention. So I think that sums it up.
Awesome. So he's going to be here all the time, and you should go and visit him, and he's got some really cool things to give out, but we don't have a lot of them, so come plug him for that.
I'm working on it with group communications to give us more giveaways.
We also have someone else visiting us this week who's from Munich, and that's Derek. And I think the exciting thing about that, and maybe you'll get him to spend some time with you, because as you're explaining your companies and what they do, there's quite a few health ones that I think are really interesting. And Derek is actually visiting from Munich Health, so maybe you can pick his brain a little bit, and he'll be open to that. I'm based up in San Francisco. I lead a venture team, and so we look at doing investments. Right now we're very focused on Internet of Things, particularly on the industrial side, but also a little bit around auto. Also a lot in cybersecurity, and as I mentioned, things related to energy efficiency, what's going on in commercial buildings and things like that. And also, for us, absolutely anything big data is very relevant. So thanks, and looking forward to getting to know all of you. Congratulations.
And we have a cubicle over here, so thanks to Plug and Play, we found home. So we are here on a constant basis. You see us with a huge sign saying Munich. So please come by. If you don't make it today, make it any other day, and see if we're around. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have a cubicle over here on the second floor right by the IoT area. If you need help finding them, just come by the Plug and Play area and we will connect you. Do you have any questions for them before we bring up the next partner?
I have a question. How early are you investing? And is there any preference if it's a German company you invest to or American company?
Oh, so we're investing across the entire gamut. In fact, I'm in the middle. Right now, I should be spending time on an investment memo for a note for a seed stage company. So we do the whole range. And then in terms of geography, I guess right now, we're looking at a lot of things that are in the U.S., but we're intended to be global.
I think one thing that we can bring to the table, because we have clients in the insurance industry in all sectors, from airplane to healthcare to life, and all over the world. And we really have a good reputation everywhere, and doors are open. So if you have an idea where you think that cost or average cost or utilization of health, for example, can be influenced, we consider us to be a good partner to test that. Maybe we don't have the answers ourselves, but maybe we find insurance companies which can be interested. And that's one I think value proposition that we can bring to.